सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Distinguished guest present here, I feel myself blessed to be here, the holy birthplace of Sister Nivedita, who was a great lover of mankind. It is a very fortunate coincidence that 2 months back I decided to visit London, Ireland and Scotland when I wrote a letter to Sri Siddhartha Sen that I would like to visit Ireland, and particularly, which is very dear to my heart, that is Nivedita's birthplace, Duncannon. Immediately Siddhartha Sen wrote me, Swamiji, we are very delighted that you are coming to Duncannon. And on the 15th of August, India's Independence Day, a small sculpture of Nivedita will be unveiled, and we are happy to invite you to be the guest of honor at today's function. And today I am here, standing before you, to speak something about the nationalistic spirit of Sister Nivedita. The Sister Nivedita visited India on the response of the call given by Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda, when met Sister Nivedita, at that time she was not Sister Nivedita, but Margaret Elizabeth Noble. Later on she became Sister Nivedita, the name given by Swami Vivekananda when he initiated Nivedita into Brahmacharya. At that time he gave this name to Nivedita. Nivedita means dedicated one. And he visited India on invitation of Swami Vivekananda, and Nivedita realized that if India has to rise, then India must have independence. Any race or country which is not independent cannot develop or cannot progress. So Nivedita first tried to unite the Indian masses to raise their voice against the British government so that India get independence. In those days, all freedom fighters, starting from Aurobindo to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, were inspired by Sister Nivedita. The revolutionary member, that great revolutionary Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, the pamphlet and about his life is here, you can see. When Aurobindo Ghosh returned from England, and Maharaja of Barodara, Shivaji Rao Gaikwad, appointed Aurobindo Ghosh as a professor in Baroda University. And at that time, Nivedita was touring whole India, just to know about India, just to know the pulse of the people of India. And at last, Nivedita came to Barodara, and Shivaji Gaikwad sent Sri Aurobindo to receive Nivedita in railway station at Baroda. Then Aurobindo Ghosh came in contact with Nivedita very closely. And Nivedita went back to Calcutta. And after a few days, Aurobindo also left this Baroda University and joined this revolutionary movement in India, freedom struggle in India. And afterwards, Aurobindo Ghosh was very much inspired by Sister Nivedita and became great revolutionary in those days. Nivedita tried to infuse nationalistic spirit with India and Indian masses, and his conception of nationalism was to awaken the nationalism consciousness in all fields, in the field of religion, in the field of art, science and culture. And how Nivedita inspired all the freedom fighters in those days. All of you know that Swami Vivekananda was also a great freedom fighter, though he was not in the front liner. From the behind, he also inspired all the freedom fighters in those days. Not a single freedom fighter in those days who was not inspired by the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, by patriotic spirit of Swami Vivekananda. Just I tell you one incident when Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, great freedom fighter, went to Velur Math, the headquarters of Ramakrishna Math Mission near Calcutta. Many people assembled here that Mahatma Gandhi has come to Velur Math. And the assembled people requested Mahatma Gandhi to tell something. Then Mahatma Gandhi said, "What can I tell? Standing in the holy precinct of Velur Math, this much I can say, that I had love for my motherland India, but after reading the life and teachings of Swami Vivekananda, my love for India, my motherland, has become thousandfold." So dear friends, Swami Vivekananda gave very kind of inspiration to all the freedom fighters in those days. The Nivedita's contribution is immense towards the freedom struggle, and how Nivedita inspired and got freedom of India. Nivedita's life, if you read, you will find that from morning to evening, how she used to engage herself in the freedom fighting struggle or freedom struggle in those days. Not only Aurobindo Ghosh, but there are many freedom fighters in those days in India were inspired by Sister Nivedita. Nivedita came in close contact with Rabindranath Tagore, the great poet. And Rabindranath Tagore recognized great qualities in Nivedita. And that quality is the spirit of nationalism and patriotism. That is why Rabindranath Tagore gave very proper name to Nivedita, that is Loka Mata Nivedita, the mother of the people. So, time is short. Nivedita's contribution particularly to the freedom struggle is immense, there is no doubt about it. But very unfortunate, in India, even in Ireland, the people not aware of the great contribution or her dedication and devotion towards the upliftment of the masses, whether it's Indian masses or Ireland masses, that doesn't matter. But his concern was how to raise the helpless condition of the masses, of the common people. And that for that, Nivedita worked day and night. But today, we are going to celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of Nivedita in India as well as other parts of the globe. And I hope this is a great opportunity to apprise the people about the great contribution, about her dedication and devotion to the masses, so that people will be inspired, people will come to know about Nivedita, and people will dedicate themselves for the service of the mankind, which is very, very important. Because nowadays we are becoming very selfish, and we are not bothered about the welfare of the common masses. But Nivedita wanted that everybody should dedicate oneself for the upliftment of the masses, common masses. So that is why Swami Vivekananda also wanted that everybody must be unselfish. Because Nivedita assisted Swami Vivekananda writing a letter. With this letter I will conclude my speech. Swami Vivekananda writing a wonderful letter to Maharaja of Mysore. Very touching letter, very important letter. He is writing a letter to Maharaja of Mysore, noble, my dear noble prince.